there friends, welcome back to my channel. If you are brand new here, my name is Melanie, and today I wanted to share with you on the topic of school. So this is a really hot topic pretty much everywhere across the United States right now because we are very close to schools starting back up again. And just like everyone else, we have choices when it comes to what we would like to do moving into the school year. And I just wanted to share with you guys the decision that my husband and I have come to after basically weighing all of the options. So for anyone who is brand new to my channel and you're not familiar, I'll give you a very quick little backstory. A year and a half ago, almost 2 years ago, I was homeschooling all 4 of my children. And we had been homeschooling them for, at that point, I believe 7 years. My oldest was I think junior at that point, and my youngest was, let's see, that would have made her 4. So we had been homeschooling for a very long time, but I finally had the courage to say, you know what, I want to go back to school and I want to pursue my dream of becoming a nurse. And so I tried to do the homeschooling and the my schooling at the same time thing. We managed. I did pretty well in my classes, but it was very difficult. It was just a little bit more than I could handle doing school from home and trying to homeschool them. So my husband and I made the decision to put our 2 youngest kids, who really needed the majority of my attention, into public school. That was a very hard decision for us to make because, truth be told, my heart's desire has always been to homeschool my kids. I did not want to put them in public school, but I knew we needed to explore some other options and see what was going to fit for our family. Now, putting them into the public school system here, it was not a horrible experience. There were pros and there were cons. There were things that were really hard and there were things that we really enjoyed. But regardless, it was what worked for our family at that time. So my 2 youngest kids were in public school for a year and a half. The last semester that they would have been in public school would have been the spring of 2020, which we all know kind of fell apart. It was a mess, to say the least. And so basically my kids came home at spring break and they never went back to school because the schools kind of stopped meeting. So fast forward through the summer, and now we are at the point where we are needing to make a decision on whether to put our kids in face-to-face public school. They can do distance learning through the public school that is local to us, or we can homeschool them. Those are basically the 3 options that we have. We personally do not have any private schools near us. We couldn't really afford it even if we did, if I'm being honest. There just aren't any other options. Those are the only 3 options that we currently have. So I don't know what the school districts in your area have decided to do, but I think that from what I have seen in multiple different states, basically the options are distance learning or face-to-face learning. And both of those come with some guidelines. So if we were to choose to keep our kids at home and do distance learning, they would have to basically log into the computer by a certain time every single day to connect with their teacher. They would have certain assignments that they would have to do on the computer every single day, and that would pretty much be it. They would be ineligible to participate in any extracurricular activities, being sports, UIL activities, basically anything. If we put them in school face-to-face, which personally I believe is the best option, and I know that that's just my opinion. Please don't come at me if you disagree. I just believe that that's the best for children all around. If they're going to be going to public school, or if they're going to be a public school student, I believe it is best done face-to-face. With that, of course, there are very strict guidelines that have been set forth by the CDC that our schools are trying to make sure that they can meet. So that was going to come with its challenges as well. Now, with that route, our kids would be eligible to participate in UIL and extracurricular activities, but with that route, again, I don't know what it's like everywhere, but I know our school district has already set forth the plan that if a student tests positive for COVID-19, that entire campus will be closed down for 5 days. And the students who were currently, or who had chosen to do face-to-face learning, they will then be forced to do virtual learning from home. I have no clue how that's going to affect extracurricular activities and so forth. I don't know if they're still eligible to do those things if they are forced to do virtual learning from home. But that, I guess, time will just have to tell. I do believe that there are a lot of things that are going to be trial and error when the school year starts back up. I think there's going to be a lot of things that are going to have to be figured out, because the mere thought of closing down the campus for 5 days when one student tests positive is kind of blows my mind a little bit. It kind of makes it feel like, is the school really ever going to officially be open? And I do live in Texas, and several of the districts around me have now pushed the beginning of face-to-face learning well into September, almost the end of September. And so the first, I believe it's 6 or 8 weeks of school will be done virtually, even if you are choosing to send your child face-to-face at some point. So all of that to say, we did our research on all of these options, and we have followed every single update that has been given. I have been in contact with the superintendent and so forth at the school where my kids were attending. I wanted to make sure I had all of the information available to me before my husband and I made a decision. But after much prayer about this and a whole lot of anxiety on my part, if I'm being honest, we have decided that we are going to go back to homeschooling this year. Now, if you have been watching my channel for a while, and if you will remember that at the beginning of this video, I just told you guys I am a student as well. And I recently put out an announcement video here on my channel letting you guys know that I was able to get into the nursing school that I have been praying for. And I am starting school in August. And so the natural question would be, Melony, how in the world do you think you're going to be able to do this? And the answer is, we gonna pray a whole lot. The truth of the matter is, I did not actually make this decision. This was a decision that my husband made. We looked at all of the information before us. We looked at all the facts. We looked at all the pros and all the cons. We looked at all the potential outcomes that we could, see. And he basically said, they need to be at home. I will step in and I will do what is necessary, and we will make sure that they get taken care of. So that was a huge weight off of my shoulders. I will be honest and tell you guys that when he said that, I just felt like 100 pounds lighter, because it is a decision that had been weighing on me very heavily, just not knowing what to do, but knowing full well that I cannot be fully responsible for their education this year when I'm going to be involved in a very rigorous education program myself. My nursing program will be 2 straight years, and it will be probably the hardest 2 years of my adult life as far as my education and so forth. But it will be worth it in the end, and we're very excited. But I knew that I was not going to be able to homeschool them and take care of my schooling. Number one, I won't even be here every single day. I will have some of my classes that I'm able to do from home. It's going to be mandatory that we do some of our classes from home. But I will have days when I have to go to campus for labs, and I will, of course, have clinicals. And so we were kind of trying to figure out, what is that going to look like? And the truth is, without my husband saying, hey, I can do this, I don't imagine what we would have been doing. But like I said, the school districts in our area and the school district that my children, that we live within that area, have said that if one person, even someone who is asymptomatic, test positive, they will close the campus for 5 days. So essentially, my children were going to be forced to be at home virtual learning anyway. So we decided that we are going to take that chance, and we are just going to teach them ourselves. And so we are going to go back to using the curriculum that we think is appropriate. We are a Christian family, and so we do choose to teach our children things with a biblical foundation. And not that I am bashing the public school system, but with the way that our country is, that's not really permitted in our school system. And we just think that it's really important, especially in the times that we're living in right now, that our children more than ever have a strong foundation of what we believe and what they believe, and that they are permitted to ask questions and learn more about what it is that we believe. And so we decided that being at home was the best place for them. And can I just be honest with you guys and tell you, I couldn't be happier about this decision. I have been so excited ever since we decided to pull them back out of school. Like I said, they were in the school system for a year and a half. It was okay, it was fine. It kind of fit our needs to a certain degree, but neither of them were ever truly happy being there. They did well, they excelled, they made friends, they got good grades, but neither of them truly enjoyed it. They are both really excited to be homeschooled again. And so I realize this video is getting a little bit long. Let me tell you guys, I am going to be sharing a video pretty soon about our curriculum choices. I actually am going to film that hopefully today, and then you'll see it soon on my channel. But we will be participating in the homeschool co-op that we've been a member of for I think 4 or 5 years now. My little kids have previously been students at the co-op, and now they will be again. They will be going every Friday with my oldest daughter, and basically just attending, and you know, we've worked all of that out. So it came as a huge blessing that that was an opportunity for us, or that was available for us, because I essentially don't have to figure out lesson plans or anything like that for my junior or my 5th grader. All of that will be done through their teachers at the co-op, with the exception of math, and both of my two oldest kids, my 11th grader and my 5th grader, will be taking math at home. I'll go into more about the curriculum, but there will be a couple of things that they will have to do at home, but even that is going to be very independent style learning, and it's very, very doable. My 1st grader, her curriculum is going to be also very doable. In complete honesty, in 1st grade, it just doesn't take a lot of time to do focused learning. A lot of what they learn is just through play and through living life and asking questions and having conversations, and that's how we've always done things here. So I do have some curriculum that she will be working on pretty much every single day, and her dad is probably going to help her walk through that to a certain extent. I will do it as I can, but I'm not overly concerned about her curriculum either. So I think it's going to be an amazing year. I know it's going to be incredibly difficult. It's going to stretch our family for sure. When we made this decision, we sat down with our kids and said, look, we've got to make some really hard choices right now, and we want your input. And the truth is, all of them want to be homeschooled. They all enjoy it. They all enjoy being here. And that, of course, makes me so happy, because I really felt called back in 2012 to start homeschooling my kids, and I've loved it ever since that time. There's not been a single year that I've regretted it, and I hope that we can continue to homeschool them until God directs us otherwise. So that's going to be it for this video, you guys. I know it got to be a little bit long, but I just wanted to share this decision with you, because previously I was a homeschool mom. I kind of technically have still been a homeschool mom, but my high schoolers are so incredibly independent that they don't require a lot from me. And so that's just kind of how it goes when you have older kids. They kind of just do their school on their own, and you teach them as needed. So yeah, I am very happy to say that we will once again be homeschooling the 3 that are left here at home. And I think that's about it. So stay tuned, guys. I have more content coming for you very soon, some homeschool related, yay, and some just related to other topics. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up before you go. And if you're not already subscribed, I would love it if you would join our little family here at AKA Mommy. And until next time, you guys take care and be well. Bye-bye.